The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled. That's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code Cimoooooooo5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. Oh my god, is it over? Are we finally past Duelist Pack Aster Phoenix? Oh, thank God that's over. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I highly recommend not watching the previous episode unless you want to watch the most boring episode of your entire life. But we're moving on to Strike of Neos, and I think this is going to resemble actual gameplay for this episode and this time around, so exciting to see that. And we've got 24 packs to crack, so let's get right into it. Pack number 1, let's see what we're getting. Starting off pretty okay, the primary things we're looking for in this set should be no surprise, the 6 Samurai. Now, the 6 Samurai have tons of synergistic cards. Return of the 6 Samurai is basically like a reborn of sorts. Legendary Ebon Steed is actually pretty nice because it makes it that if a 6 Samurai would die in battle, we destroy the steed instead. Also gives a slight attack boost, which is relevant. Air Hummingbird is probably not the best super we could have gotten, but I guess it gives us life points. I just don't think it's going to be very playable. All right, now this is what we're looking for. Zanji is probably the best of the 6 Samurai because it is removal. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacked, destroy the monster this card attacked. So if there's anything that's big, this will ensure that Zanji will actually be able to kill it, which is very relevant. Also an 1800 attack stat to boot. We also have a Puppet Plant, which is a pretty relevant card because I imagine Robert's going to be playing these cards himself. Discard this card to target a warrior or spellcaster. Take control of the target until the end phase. So it is a minus unless we like sack off the monster to be able to like tribute summon like something else. But we could take one of Robert's 6 Samurai and use it for ourselves, which is pretty nice. And then here is Flashbang. This is a very interesting trap card. Activate only after the damage calc when a monster your opponent controls made a direct attack. It is now the end phase of this turn. So it's not threatening roar exactly, but it does protect us from dying, which is pretty relevant. Well, there's one of the worst ultra rares we could have pulled. I'm not going to be going for any more Neos fusion summons. I think I learned my lesson a few episodes ago, but eliminating the League is actually a fantastic trap card. One of the few pieces of removal in this set. Discard a spell, target a face of monster your opponent controls, destroy that target, then look at your opponent's hand and send all cards in their hand with the same name as that destroyed card to the graveyard. So we would play this anyway, even if it didn't have the last part of the text, but we're going to have a lot of redundant spells potentially because we're probably going to play cards like Xian's Castle of Mist, which make it hard for Robert to be able to attack into some of our monsters. And just having cards like this to pitch for eliminating the League, it's removal. I hope we get a playset of this. Swift Samurai Storm, another continuous trap of the 6 Samurai variety, and we'll probably be playing this as well. This is our second DD Crow, which under normal circumstances would be nice, but I don't think there's going to be too much graveyard interaction. I guess there is a Return of the 6 Samurai, so maybe this is worth considering in the side deck at the very least.
Well, folks, we have returned. We came back for more. You may ask yourself, are we masochists? Are we gluttons for punishment? Do we believe that we deserve the suffering that was brought upon us last episode, and so we returned for further penitence? Nay, say I, we are simply fools who hope for a brighter tomorrow, who believe that someday we may play fun Yu-Gi-Oh! Again. And I do believe that day has come. Today, we open a pack that none thought existed. A fun GX pack. Also a pack that contains Air Neos, a card that Konami doesn't believe existed. I'm excited for this pack. There are actually exciting strategies in here. There will be gameplay. There are decks that are different depending depending on your pulls, as opposed to the same best cards you can find in the common slot, plus maybe a holo. I am actually hyped to open this pack. Let's get into it. So kicking things off, we've got a hero medal for our first rare. Really a quality card right there, but we've got a couple of really important things. Number one, a puppet plant. This card is nutty because we are going to be playing 6 samurai. Number two, a 6 samurai. Yaichi is probably the third best 6 samurai in the set. And finally, an advanced ritual art. There's a really cool strategy that exists in here depending on the vanilla monsters and the rituals that we pull that may involve doing some real ritual summoning. So I'm excited to see that card. Pack number two, a Neos Force for our rare. Yep, that is a rare. A legendary Ebon Steed, however, is very good for the 6 samurai strategy. That'll make up the bread and butter of our set, and a regular 6 samurai Iro. Ultimate rare Spiral Serpent. Awesome. Plus an ancient rules. This card is actually kind of cute if we get a lot of those big vanillas, so I'll definitely be looking out for that one. Lycanthrope is one of the rituals that we will be considering today. Its effect is not terribly exciting. However, it is a card that you can summon off of advanced ritual art depending on the vanillas that we receive. Okay, super rare card trader. Honestly, not terrible. This card is really god-awful, but in a extremely limited environment like ours, I can actually see myself running this just for the sake of being able to fix my hand sometimes. And a Transmigration Prophecy. This card's going to be really good for keeping Alex off of some of the revival that we have here. Other than that, not a lot to speak of here. Twister in the rare slot is not terrible, and my ultra rare is a card that we will not speak of. Puppet Plant is another great thing to see. I'm really not seeing many 6 samurai, but I am seeing an advanced ritual art and a Chulane, another one of our ritual summonables, depending on what we get in the vanilla slot. Also, its ritual is not that bad in combination with Puppet Plant. You can steal an opponent's monster with Puppet Plant, and then you can ritual into this. We'll see how that goes. Another hero medal. Spectacular. And a Zanji. This is my first Zanji, and we do need to see 3 of this card. This is the best 6 samurai monster we'll probably have access to. Another Lycanthrope is probably pretty good, and another Kuchulain is probably very good. A Grand Neos, really nailing it on those terrible ultra rares, aren't I? This does give me a reason to play Neos. This card itself is pretty okay, but it will go back to the extra deck because we don't have Neo space here, so probably not. Eliminating the League, on the other hand, is an extremely good trap card provided we have the spell cards to facilitate it. If we get that advanced ritual art deck going, this card is going to be solid. And then a 6 samurai, come on. I want to see 3 of this card as well because this one's really solid.
Hey, there's the boy, Mr. Grand Mole, making his appearance. This is a fantastic card because if we're ever ahead on board, Grand Mole can basically seal up the game because Robert's never going to get an opportunity to summon more than one monster. So very happy to see this. Ancient Rules is actually a bit of an interesting card. This allows us to special summon a monster that's level 5 or higher if it's normal directly from our hand. We did pull a Spiral Serpent a few packs back, which does allow us to just drop a 2900 for free, and that can hit over a lot, especially with removal being so limited. Something to consider for sure. I think that's our second Zanji, so I'd like to see at least one more, but Transmigration Prophecy is just another like DD Crow of sorts. I think we'd rather play Crow in all honesty, but you know, we got that in the bank. Well, the Neos fusions keep coming. I guess, you know, out of all of them, this one's one of the coolest because it's Grand Neos, because it is Grand Mole, but we won't be playing that. We will, however, be playing Cloak and Dagger. This card is pretty neat. Again, we're very limited in removal in this set, and this is one of the few pieces. This one is probably not the best, but it will work. Declare a monster card name. If your opponent normal or special summons that monster, remove that monster and this card from play. So if Robert has like a Zanji or something, we can just flip this, call Zanji, and then he basically can't play Zanji for the duration of the game, which is pretty nice.
Another Eliminating the League is great to see. If I could see 3 of these plus the advanced ritual art stuff, I'm going to have a really cool strat to work with, and a Puppet Plant is a good pickup too, as is another Come a DD Crow, another great card for dealing with 6 samurai, and another legendary Ebon Steed, which is good for my own 6 samurai strategy. Ooh, great Shogun Shien, you don't say. This is a pretty good one, especially with how easy it is to put multiple 6 samurais on the board. Being able to summon this guy is going to be so hype if we get him out. And of course, another Eliminating the League. This is great. So if we've got the spell cards to facilitate this, then we're going to be in really good shape. So I'm going to be looking for some excuses to run spell cards here. A Frostosaurus and a Gene Warped Werewolf. Yo, this pack is lit. Frostosaurus is great because you can use it with the Lycanthrope strat, and Gene Warp Warwolf you can use with the Cuchulain one. I might just run the Gene Warped Warwolf to have it in my deck, though. These holos have been spectacularly good. A Pulling the Rug, probably a card we're not going to be using, and a Skyscraper to Hero City. You'll love to see that super rare. Kind of a blank there. Shien's Foot Soldier, I think this is my first one, which is a little weird. I'm halfway through the set. I've seen one Zanji and one Shien's Foot Soldier. Certainly a bizarre one. Cloak and Dagger is a really cool card, especially against the ritual strat. Sometimes 6 Samurai are going to be things we'll be able to respond to things with. There's a Return of the 6 Samurai, one of the cards that you're going to chain Cloak and Dagger to. It is a free revival of a 6 Samurai monster, which is pretty cool, especially since we've got that great Shogun. Another Shien's Foot Soldier, great to see. A second great Shogun. It's going to be extremely awkward if I don't pull 3 Zanji now. Holy shit, I have to run 6 Samurai. I have the cool advanced ritual art strat, but I have to run 6 Samurai. I have to get 6 Samurai, but then I have to run 6 Samurai. Another Cloak and Dagger is great to see. Another Eero. Okay, I think I've seen 2 Eero now, and that's my second Return of the 6 Samurai. If I can get 1 more Eero and 2 more Zanji, I'll be extremely happy with these pulls. Pack number 16, there's another Zanji. Love to see it, and there's another Eero. Okay, I've got my playset of Eero now, another hero medal. We're really indexing into that hero medal, aren't we? Other than that, not much to speak of here. Synthesis spell is kind of cool. I may run it if I'm running the advanced ritual art strat, just to be able to sack off Alex's monsters off of like Puppet Plant, and to be able to summon it from the hand if I draw into that Lycanthrope and don't have access to advanced ritual art.
Oh my god, an ultimate rare elemental hero Air Neos. So I guess we've now completed the trifecta of Neos fusions in this set. And that one would be worth a pretty penny in real life. Another eliminating the league. Very happy to see this. Few more 6 Sam cards. It's all coming together. Another Zanji, another Flashbang, another Puppet Plant. I think this may be our first copy of Eero, so I'm not super happy about that because I want a full playset of this as well because it is like the second best one. So we've got halfway to go still, so hopefully we can get 2 more. Another Cloak and Dagger that's more removal. Honestly, I will take as much removal as we can get because we're going to need a lot of it. Whoa, that's actually a pretty big hit. An ultimate rare Gene Warped Warwolf. Now, normally this card wouldn't be up for much consideration, but it's a 2000 attack normal summon that can hit over all of the 6 Samurai monsters. Obviously, there's modifiers for the 6 Sams, but like, this is a huge monster. We'll probably play this.
Transmigration Prophecy is a great card. Shien's Castle of Mist is okay. The fact that you can't be proactive with that card really irks me, but other than that, the Transmigration Prophecy is a great card to see. We're about 2/3 of the way through. I really want to see just 1 more Zanji, maybe another Return of the 6 Samurai, and if I can get another Frostosaurus, I will absolutely index into some advanced ritual art nuttery. 4th, eliminating the league. Spectacular stuff. I think that's my 3rd legendary Ebon Steed, though, and another Kamon. A really weird lineup of 6 Samurai I've been getting, now that I think about it. Pack number 19, another Pulling the Rug, and another Card Trader. Genuinely speaking, this card may be worthwhile, especially if I choose to go into the ridiculous advanced ritual art strategy that's available here. It would be cool, even if it isn't good. Next pack, another Transmigration Prophecy. Alex is not going to be summoning monsters from the graveyard, I'll tell you that. Other than that, man, I'm just the only 6 Samurai I'm getting are Nisashi and Yariza, aren't they? I really need to see a 3rd Zanji, though. Dark World Dealings is an interesting one, but probably not a good one, and another Transmigration Prophecy, and another Yariza without seeing a 3rd Zanji, or a 3rd Yaichi, or possibly a 3rd Kamon. That's really concerning. Another Twister is interesting, but possibly not good, although it is a way of getting rid of Cloak and Dagger if Alex is hitting me with that. Again, no 6 Samurai out of this pack is super-duper awkward. Another eliminating the league, and a further lack of 6 Samurai. Come on, can I get a Zanji and maybe just another Yaichi? Pack number 24, please. Spirits of the 6 Samurai. Please just give me another Zanji. I did not see a Zanji in there. Oh, that's awkward. Oh, that's weird. Oh, that is a bizarre one. I've got the double Great Shogun Shien, so I absolutely have to run 6 Samurai, but I'm not really sure what else to do with my strategy, especially considering I only hit the double Zanji. Really strange.
There's a super rare, Dark World Dealings. This card's a bit weird because it does come at a minus, but it does allow us to cycle a card deeper into our deck. The problem is Robert also gets to cycle a card deeper into his deck. We did pull a few Dark Worlds. I don't think we pulled Rainbow, which then maybe we'd actually consider playing this, but it's a neat card. Don't know if we're going to play it though. And only a few packs left of Strike of Neos. This is definitely going to be a much more traditional set when it comes to Sealed Showdown, hopefully. Let's go ahead and flip up our last few packs here. Frostosaurus was a card I was waiting for. This is actually a 2600 attack, 1 tribute, which means that if we take something with Puppet Plant, we can sack over it to ensure we keep the monster. We can summon this out off of Ancient Rules, and 2600 is just massive. That's definitely going to go in the main deck for sure. Let's go ahead and flip up our last 2 packs here. I'd like to see at least maybe 1 more of those. A few 6-Sam cards. Shien's Foot Soldier. I don't know how... We probably, I would hope, have a playset of this because that card's very good as well. Just a recruiter for the 6-Sam. For our last pack, whoa, we got the Shogun. Oh, that is such a sick rip. This is one of the best 6-Sam cards there is. Being able to drop this if you have 2 or more to special summon, 2500 attack. Robert's only able to activate 1 spell or trap per turn. This card is a bomb. Very happy to see this. This could be an exciting episode. I can't wait to get to deck building.
Folks, there was something I didn't notice that I didn't tell you about during the opening, that you 100% noticed that I didn't talk about during the opening. I didn't get to do a doodle this week. There were so many cool things I could have done for this week, and there were so many good jokes one could make about last week, but I didn't give myself the time because I was working on another project. I will do my best to get a bonus doodle up on Twitter before this episode goes live so that you have something to look forward to for this episode. Again, I'm very sorry. I know that's something that folks look forward to, and it's something that I look forward to. Another thing I am sorry about is the fact that I didn't get a single Grand Bowl this set. Not one. I'm very much hoping that Alex did not get multiples at least, and I do think that I have the cards necessary to play around it if I really, really have to. I actually really like my deck for this episode. I think I put together a really solid list. I made some really actually surprisingly careful decisions about what to put in my deck and what not to, and I'm looking forward to talking to you about that this time round. Let's get into the card by card. First of all, Double Great Shogun Shien. It should not surprise you to find out that I'm running this guy. He's a 2500 dude, he's free to summon, and he stops your opponent from using multiple spell traps per turn. He's just a solid dude. Amazing that I picked him up. I really hope that we get to summon him a few times this episode. Next we have 2 Zanji. I really only pulled 2. Zanji. Next we have 3 Iro, 3 Kamon, and 2 Yaichi. This is my 6 Samurai lineup. These are the best 6 Samurai we have access to, and I think Kamon is the most important of the level 3s because you can get rid of things like Cloak and Dagger with him. If Alex gets a card trader of his own, you can get rid of that. It gets rid of the 6 Samurai trap. There are just a bunch of things that screw you up. The legendary Ebon Steed that this card deals with. And I also only got 2 Yaichi, which definitely helped in that decision. I think these guys are all worth normal summoning, and I'm not totally sure if any of the other 6 Samurai are worth normal summoning on their own. So I indexed as heavily into these cards as I could and left a few of the less optimal ones for the side deck. Next we have 3 Shien's Foot Soldier. I was actually considering only maining 2 because it's not as good when your opponent is on the play, but I think this card is good enough in enough circumstances it's worth running 3 of them. There are a number of ways to play around this card's weaknesses. You can normal summon it instead of setting if your opponent's threatening another 6 Samurai. It's a card that you can use during the battle phase to rank up into bigger dudes. Just generally, I think he's good enough to run 3 of in the main deck. We'll see if I side out 1 if Alex is on the play. Next, we have 3 Puppet Plant. This card is self-explanatory. There are a ton of cool things you can do with a stolen monster. You can sack them for Frostosaurus. You can use them to get your names up for Shien. You can also use them to replace the destruction effect off of return. So if you return a monster back and it would be destroyed during the end phase, you can instead destroy the Puppet Planted monster. There are so many cool things that you can do with Puppet Plant, and I'm very excited to see 3 of this in my main deck. Next, we have the 1 Frostosaurus. This is one of the things you can do with Puppet Plant. He's just a big dude, and there's not much bigger available in the set. Speaking of big dudes, I have 1 Gene Warped Werewolf. This might actually make up for my lack of Zanji, or might buy 2 Zanji. This guy is beefy and can run over any 6 Samurai, including being able to crash with a Zanji that has Steed on him, although I wouldn't exactly say that's the best decision. We have 1 DD Crow to round out the monsters. This card is nuts in this set. The most important card in the set is Return of the 6 Samurai because this is how you make plays. If I can have Alex basically plan his board around Return and then hit him with a DD Crow or one of my double Transmigration Prophecy in the main deck, then I have basically won the game immediately. These cards blank so many important parts of the deck, namely Return, that I think that they are 100% worth running in the main deck. For our spells, we have triple legendary Ebon Steed. I have double Shien's Castle of Mist. This one's a little funky because it is reciprocal and it can't be used proactively. However, it does give me the potential to stall out, and it is a spell card I can discard off of eliminating the league, which is ultimately what we really want out of this set. Next, I have 2 Card Trader. This card is a godsend for my deck. With all of my consistency weirdness that I'm going to be facing, it's going to be really awesome being able to see an extra card every turn. It's going to really improve things for me. This card is terrible in TCG or in any kind of constructed play, but in sealed, oh boy, is this thing good. Next, we have Double Twister. This card is nuts for the same reason Come On is nuts, except this one is a quick play spell. Then we have the 1 Dark World Dealings. I really want to be getting as deep into my 6 Samurai as possible, as quickly as possible, because I want to be able to see that Shien and I want to be able to summon it and get my play. So I am going to be running the Dark World Dealings, even though it also helps Alex. I think it's more important for me with my consistency issues to get my cards as quickly as possible. And I'll also be able to be the first person to capitalize off of my draws with this. Next, we have triple Return of the 6 Samurai. Again, the most important card of the set. Double Cloak and Dagger. This card is nuts for dealing with Grand Mole. It's good for dealing with Return, and it's also good for dealing with the Ritual strat. We have double Eliminating the League. I possess 3 of these, but I am only running 2 because I do not expect to see the spell cards in hand all the time that I need in order to be able to use this. Card Trader kind of changes the calculus on that, but I think it's worth only maining the 2 because I like most of the spells except Shien's Castle of Mist being in my hand or being used rather than being safe for eliminating the league. And then last, we have the double Transmigration Prophecy to really truly screw over Alex's Return of the 6 Samurai play. In our side deck, we have double Nisashi. This card is really good in an open board state, and it's also pretty good if I need to index more into 6 Samurai. I have 1 more eliminating the league in case I really do think that the math adds up for me to bring in the 3rd. 1 Ancient Rules and 1 Spiral Serpent. This is for if I need to be a little bit more aggro. Ancient Rules is another card that I can discard for eliminating the league, and Spiral Serpent is another card I can use to punish Alex with the Puppet Plant. Then we have double Ritual Sealing. This card is in case Alex runs this Ritual strat. I don't want to run 3 of it because I've got so much removal anyway that I don't really want one that only works on one type of card in my hand all the time, but it would be cool to be able to resolve that once. And then 1 more Transmigration Prophecy. I don't know what else Alex could be running that would be hurt by this, but if he has something like a Birthright, it could be good. If I really think that Return of the 6 Samurai is making the difference, I can bring this in. Next is our Kopiyem strategy of the week. We have triple Lycanthrope, triple Advanced Ritual Art, and 1 Synthesis spell. This is a really cool ritual package that allows me to get hyper aggressive. The problem with it is that it loses to just about everything in the deck, and if I draw into the Frostosaurus, it's a lot weaker. There's actually a whole strategy that we don't get to see, from me at least today, because I didn't get Birthright, where you can run like double Frostosaurus, Aura, and use Birthright to get it back and get a huge punish. But this is my version of the strategy. It may be worth running, especially if I'm bringing in the last eliminating the league. I really like this deck, and I recognize that this is a very long deck profile, but there are so many surprising thought processes you have to go through to build a deck in this format, and I like this deck. I'm excited to get into this, and I'm so looking forward to the actual duels for this set.
All right, now this is some gameplay that I can get behind because there's actual gameplay this time around. So let's go ahead and do the card by card. No surprise, we're going the 6 Sam route. It just makes the most sense. There's the most synergistic cards. I really wish, like, looking at this set, that like other sets prior like really took notes here. Look at all the cards we can actually play in this set, right? Like, by mainstream competitive standards, maybe a lot of these cards didn't see play, but you know, in a sealed sort of environment like this is pretty nice. So of course we have our king being the great Shogun Shien. If we can drop this, Robert's gonna shit, so I can't wait to see that. Grand Mole's actually great because just outs so many things, and if we ever get ahead on board, this will almost like lock the game up by itself. Only 2 Shien's Foot Soldiers, sadly, but it's good enough, and there are outs to this, like Iro, which we also only pull 2 copies of. This card's basically like a Sasuke Samurai or a Mystic Swordsman level 2 if you have another 6 Samurai on the field. Then we have 3 Come On. Come On is basically the back row destroyer because he can destroy face up back row, which is very relevant because we have a lot of continuous cards. We have stuff like Cloak and Dagger. We have stuff like Swift Samurai Storm, Legendary Ebon Steed, even Shien's Castle of Mist. So I think Come On might actually be a low-key MVP of this episode. 3 Nisashi, which can attack twice. 3 Yaichi, which can snipe back rows. This is gonna be important for hitting stuff like eliminating the league or flashbang. And then we also have stuff like Yoriza, which is good for hitting directly. And this is important for a card like Swift Samurai Storm, because if we have 2 6 Sams, Yoriza can hit hit indirect, which boosts the next 6 Sam that hits by 300, making it so that, like, for instance, our Zanji can hit over another Zanji without having to crash the 6 Sam into that Zanji first. So then we have the 3 Zanji, of course, because it's the best one. 1 Frostosaurus. Oh, actually, now that I'm looking at this, I just realized I forgot my puppet plants. So I need to find a way to put those in here. Okay, so now that we fixed the deck up and threw in the puppet plants, we have to talk about that. So puppet plant is this incredible card because not only are we almost always able to take Robert's monster since this hits warriors and we're going to most likely be playing a 6 Sam mirror, but we can also attack with it as well. So like if we have like Nisashi as an example, like, and Zanji, that's going to be like, what is that? 28 plus 18, 4,600 damage, like out of nowhere. So there's like OTK potential with this card here, which is what I really like. Also, we can sack over for the aforementioned Frostosaurus. So that way we just get a big guy on the field. This card's kind of hard to kill because there's very limited removal in this set. So I just like it in there for that reason. I really wanted to main deck it and almost completely forgot it. So that would have been a disaster. Then we have the Gene Warp Warwolf rounding out the monsters. Only 4 spells, 3 Ebon Steed and 1 Xian's Castle of Mist, because I shit you not, I only pulled 1 of this card. But fortunately, this is reciprocal, so Robert is also going to have this as well, I imagine. So his will be as useful as ours. Then for the traps, we have 2 Cloak and Dagger, 2 Eliminating the League as our main sources of removal, 3 Flashbang to protect us from dying, 3 Return of the 6 Samurai to either be used offensively to try to close out a game, or defensively to prevent us from dying once again, and 2 Swift Samurai Storm. I cut down on this in Yoriza to be able to put in 2 Puppet Plants because I figure these are like the weakest of the cards. Maybe could have cut a Flashbang as well. I'm a bit nervous with Eliminating the League. I don't have more spells, because if I don't have spells for this, then I can't actually activate it, and only 4 spells for 2 eliminating. Not too great, but we'll see how it goes. I might side in Ancient Rules just to be able to have a 5th spell to use. And speaking of the side deck, we have 3 DD Crow. I don't really think we need Crow all that much. It does disrupt like Return, which could stop Robert from killing us or from actually protecting himself, thinking he might be safe, so I think there's some cool interplay there. A 3rd Puppet Plant just because I think it's a strong card. 2 Sage of Stillness. I cut down on this for the side deck to be able to put in Puppet Plants, but this card's pretty good because if we hit something like, say, a Xian's Foot Soldier, we're then able to make it so that Robert can't like flashbang us, right? So that could be maybe relevant. The 3rd Yoriza, the Spiral Serpent, which can be summoned off of Ancient Rules because it's 2,900. I mean, it's just massive. There are scenarios where we could potentially like have a monster, Puppet Plant Roberts, then sack 2 for Spiral Serpent, but that is pretty heavy commitment. I have a small Lycanthrope package with 2 copies of him, 2 Advanced Ritual Art, and a Synthesis spell. ARA can dump Frostosaurus to summon this, and this thing's 2,400 with also a slight boost as well in its damage because I'll have a Frostosaurus engraved. So it's pretty sizable, and even with like an attack reduction from Xian's Castle of Mist, it's still 1,900, which hits over every 6 samurai. So there could be an argument to actually maybe play this. Then we have the regular traditional Synthesis spell, which we can just use to sack off more than one things. ARA sadly has to send the exact level, and we only have 1 Frostosaurus. So if we pulled 2 Frostosaurus, I might have actually main decked this, but you know, it is what it is. And then the 3rd Swift Samurai Storm in case this card actually overperforms, which it could. If we're playing a mirror match, just having that little extra attack value can really make the difference. But like I said, I really just wanted to play Puppet Plant. Then we have our 3 Neos Fusions that we are never going to summon. But guys, I cannot wait to see how this match is going to play out. There's going to be samurais slinging their swords everywhere, and it's going to be a blast. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Robert, gameplay! Let's give it up for gameplay! Woo!
Actual Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah! Oh my god. You know, last episode was bad if like we have to celebrate in the following episode. Holy
Yo, this is about as close as we're probably going to get to a fun GX main series.
I think so. Like, you know, we give GX a lot of shit, which it rightfully deserves, but like, I think this episode is going to be a blast, actually. This looks great.
I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, all right, let's get into it then. Shout out to patron is Byron Lindo. Thank you for the support. That's a fun name to say. Looks like we're not going to be having fun losing rock, paper, scissors, though. Yes, you
Excellent.
Do. All right, buddy.
I will take first.
I see you've loaded up your fusion deck there, as have I.
Oh, you've really loaded it up. Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. That's 4 more cards I was expecting either of us to have between the 2 of us. But
okay.
Best of luck, sir.
Draw for turn. Thank you very much, and best of luck to you as well. That's an interesting one to get off the top. Main phase 1, I think I am going to normal summon the first of the dudes TM that we get this episode, the 6 Samurai Iro.
That's fine.
And I will set 2 back row and pass.
Now, going first in this episode is especially good. It's usually always good, right? But because you just get to play a second monster, it becomes a much different story.
Very important.
All right, so I'm going to go to main 1 here, and I think the move for me is to run out a copy of Zenji to contest your Eero.
Oh boy, and in response to that, I think I am going to eliminate your league. I'm going to send away my legendary Ebon Steed and hit
Literally
your Zenji.
not even going to let me get a monster on the field. That is disgusting.
Nope, I am not letting you resolve a legendary Ebon Steed of your own here.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And
you're assuming I have one.
Alex, what's in your hand?
Oh, I forgot. You get to look at my hand. I forgot this card has a second effect. Well, fortunately, I don't have any other copies of Zenji, but you get to see everything.
Oh, Jesus, that's a hand you've got. Yeah, I do see that.
You did play around the Ebon Steed, that's for sure. And I guess I'm getting punished by not setting before doing this. I guess I'll have to remember that for the future games. Well, I guess I will set 2 cards face down. That could be quite literally anything, and I'll pass it to you.
Okay, let's see. You had Castle, Flash. You had a Shien's. Oh, that's the Castle card. You had a Camon. And
eliminating the league.
And eliminating the league. Did you also have a Steed in hand?
Yes.
Okay.
So you were right to eliminate at the first opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I am drawing for turn. Ooh, okay. That's kind of cute. Main phase 1. Anything in standby, by the way?
Nope.
Okay, I will normal summon my other Eero to avoid getting my league eliminated.
I guess I got punished. That would have been pretty good if I actually went for it, but...
I will go into battle phase, and I'll swing in for 34.
This is weird. Like, I can talk out loud because you know my hand. Like,
yeah.
I could eliminate, but I don't know what else I'm drawing, I guess is the problem here.
Legit.
Well, actually...
It's a tough one.
It is. There is a world where I could do something kind of cool.
Just looking at what you had in your hand and wondering what cool things you could accomplish.
Well,
here.
there's actually like 2 different things I could do here, but I don't know. The problem is a lot of it is going off of like my draw, because it's like if my draw is like good, then I don't want to do this. But if my draw isn't that great, then I do want to do this. I'll just take the 34. That's fine.
Okay. Main phase 2, I will never be punished. That flash would have screwed me up a lot because I should have activated that in turn 1. My card trader.
Okay.
That will hopefully get me to some better cards in my deck.
Yeah, that's a good super rare, I'll have to say.
It's a pretty solid super rare and sealed. And I will end my turn there.
Yeah. A card like this, most people might see and think is terrible, but is actually kind of cracked. So main phase 1, you're going to get a lot of value out of that card, I imagine. Okay.
We shall see.
So that was not the draw I was hoping I would get. So I think I'm going to give this a shot. I'm going to run out my come on.
Okay. There are a number of cool things you could do here.
I'm going to equip it with the Ebon Steed.
That's one of the good things that you could do here. Okay.
Yeah, so now we're at 17. I can actually crash with one of your Eeros, but I'll get to keep my guy alive.
That is true.
So that'll go away. Second main, I'm going to fire off the Castle of Mist.
Oh, that's cool because it makes your common effectively 2,000 during my turn.
Yes, but it is reciprocal, to be fair. So this is also like helping you in ways. So I'll pass to you.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. Yeah, I think I will use card trader. So
okay, this isn't standby.
It isn't standby. I will put this card on top of my deck. And I will shuffle. I'll shuffle again, just for the folks in the comments. And I will draw. That's hilarious. I will normal summon a Kamon of my own.
Okay, sure.
And I will declare him targeting Shien's Castle of Mist.
Yeah, that's kind of frustrating. Sure. Not much to do about it.
And I will go into battle, and I will make an attempt with Eero.
That's 2. I'll take it.
Okay. And then I'll attack in with Kamon.
You will not. He cannot attack the turn he uses his effect.
No, he can't. Ah, yes. Gotta love GX cards. I will end my turn.
Now I'm thinking if I should have just eliminated Eero, because then you couldn't have used Kamon to pop. A hard call. I didn't know what else you were going to have in hand, so...
This is a tough one. There's a surprising amount of thought that goes into each card activation in this episode.
Yeah, I would agree. And
especially
getting-
something like eliminating the league.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't wait to talk more about that towards the end of the video.
Yeah.
I guess I'll try to stem the bleeding a bit here. I'll bring out another come on.
Okay.
Let's crash.
That's fine.
Okay, go ahead.
And we'll draw for turn. Oh, that's really interesting. That does hedge against a couple of things, which I like. I'm going to... Oh, that's a dangerous prospect. I could get mega punished for that. Or I could get not punished. I could get rewarded for that instead. So I still haven't seen Flash, which you almost certainly have sitting somewhere around there. I haven't seen Eliminating. I have seen at least one Steed, and I have seen the Castle. I've seen 2 Camon, which basically uses the stuff that you're liable to have in your hand. I'm deciding during the standby phase if I want to get greedy with this card trader. I think the answer is probably no. I'm going to go into main phase 1 and I'm going to activate Legendary Ebon Steed targeting my Eero.
Sure.
And I'm going to go into battle phase and I will attack directly.
I'll take 19.
Okay. And I will end my turn on that.
Okay. We'll draw. We'll set. We'll set. Go ahead.
Okay. Draw for turn. I am... Oh. Standby phase. I am going to choose not to use card trader. Main phase 1, I am going to normal summon my Camon.
Okay.
Which will make Eero's effect live. And I will attack into your face down monster.
Is a Yariza.
Okay, and I will attack directly with Camon.
15.
Okay, main phase 2, I will set a back row and I will end my turn.
Okay. Of course. Main 1.
Okay.
Does that do anything? I mean, it technically does something, but you also have back row.
Every card in this set in a nutshell.
Yeah. All right, let's give it a shot. I'll run out. Come on.
Okerly dokerly.
I'm going to return of the 6 Samurai my Zenji to my field.
I am going to Cloak and Dagger calling Zanji.
Yep, that's expected.
All right. That
Game
did
2. I played that game like entirely wrong. I should have eliminated the Eero instead of trying to do the cute thing with the castle. I was trying to get like very greedy with my value. I also should have just flash banged after like the first set of direct attacks because like I'm realizing now that card's like never going to get any value otherwise. So
Yep.
yeah, retrospect, I would have done some things differently, but it is what it is. I get to go first, which is a huge difference compared to game 1. I am
difference in this.
very
episode.
pissed off about something in my hand, but
Oh.
gotta do what we gotta do. All right, good luck, sir. I will attempt to draw my card for turn here, and then we can actually play some Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, I will draw my card because apparently I didn't do that. We'll go to main 1. Not particularly enthused about this, but guess we gotta do what we gotta do. I will set 1, set 2, and throw it to you.
Okay. I will draw for turn. Hey, that's a bizarre one. I think I have to take the chance that that's what's going on here. Main 1, I will set 1. And what do you know? I will set 2 more.
Who would have
And
thought?
I will pass it to you.
All right. I will draw main 1. I guess I start with this bullshit. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Run out Grand Mole.
Oh, yeah, that is the bullshit. You are
Flip
right.
Shien's Foot Soldier.
Yep, we have
Grand
found the
Mole
bullshit.
bounce?
It has arrived. Yep. To my hand.
I will hit you for
Eventually.
700.
I will take 700.
Eventually. There we go.
Eventually.
Second main, I'm just going to throw it to you, buddy.
Alrighty, here we go. Okay, that'll start me toward being able to accomplish something.
Should have probably played a bigger monster if this was the plan, but yeah. In
Main
12 turns,
1.
you're dead.
You're not wrong. I will. This is the move. I will set a monster. I will activate Card Trader, and I will hope for the best.
Okay, I need to try to get a faster clock on you here at some point, main 1.
Okay.
I don't really think I have much of a reason to change anything, so I'll just keep going.
You're not wrong. All right. Do the hand
Hit you
with
for
this card.
7.
I'll take the 700.
Now, the problem is because you have Card Trader. It's like you basically get to look at 2 cards a turn instead of 1. So eventually you're going to find an out to this.
Yeah, that is the hope. Okay.
The hope. Yeah, you have 10
phase,
turns, which is 20 cards to look at.
It's true. Let's see. During the standby phase, I am going to put this to the top of my deck. And I will shuffle and I will draw. Okay. All right. Well, you know, I'd say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. But I would not necessarily say it ain't broke right now. I will set to an end.
All right. We'll draw.
Okay.
You have a new back row now. So
It's you're not wrong.
the only thing that this possibly could be is a limit. You have to basically have eliminating the league plus a spell, or you have to have Cloak and Dagger, I think. And Cloak and Dagger you would need to flip now if you wanted me to not go Grand Mole. So eliminating the league is the read, unless you just have some random other trap card, which is also possichi. Yeah,
it's my hero medal. You want to summon your
that's
Yariza,
true.
and you want
you're trying to
attack.
bait out my
Okay,
Yaichi.
yep.
I see.
Exactly. Sorry, Yaichi. And it is eliminating the league. I will
There it
eliminate
is.
that whole league.
Okay, so Grand Mole's gone.
Okay.
You're not going to be happy when you see my hand, I will say.
Oh, I'm sure I won't. Holy shit! That is a whole Great Shogun Shien you have in your hand right now. Okay.
That is.
Well, okay, so we've got ourselves a Yariza, a Kamon, we've got Shien, we've got Puppet, and we've got Return. Okie dokie.
So
That's a that's a hand.
it's not bad. I wish the 6 Sams themselves were better, but you know, it is what it is. So now the problem I'm faced with here is there is a world I could just attack into your monster and kill it, because it is, you know, Shien's Foot Soldier only has 300 defense. Do I want to give you a 6 Sam? Not exactly, if I'm being honest. So I'll just go
Reasonable.
second main. I will set a card, could be anything, and I will just I'll put the soldier to defense and pass it to you.
Okay, I will draw for turn. During the standby phase, I do think I want to put this back on my deck. Shuffle my deck, and I will draw. Not terrible. Well, kind of terrible. I at least got rid of Grand Mole for a turn. What does going aggressive get me? Jack all. Main phase 1, I will set a back row, and I will end my turn.
Okay, we'll draw. Main 1
Okay.
will... Man, this is weird.
Yeah, certainly a bizarre set of circumstances we're under here.
Yeah, I feel like we're trying to wait for the other person to blink a bit here, but I'm not sure best course of action is. I guess I will...
That is how I felt about literally everything I've done this episode.
I'm going to set 1, and I'll throw it to you.
Fascinating. Okay. I will draw for turn. That's interesting. Trying to decide if there's anything I do during standby phase here. I think I am... This is so weird. This episode is so weird, Alex.
But like weird in a good way.
Yes, it is definitely weird in a good way. Okay, that's a possibility that I kind of like. It's not like ideal, but it is okay. It's a weird set of calculations Card Trader makes you do right here. I think I will not shuffle this turn.
Okay.
After all that time, there's a great comment in the most recent video where somebody says that I spend 15 minutes in a turn just to get owned by something random off the top from you. And that is
sounds about
absolutely true. I am going to normal summon my Kamon.
Okay.
I am going to go into battle phase and I'm going to attack into your face down monster.
Come on.
That is what I thought. Okay. I will go to end phase here.
Okay. We'll draw. Main 1. What do we want to do?
Okay.
I'm going to return target. Come on.
I am going to Transmigration Prophecy, and I am going to target Kamon, and I will target my Shien's Castle.
On the Transmigration Prophecy. Alrighty. That's gone. I mean, I'm not really like in much of a rush here. So I'll throw one down and throw it back to you.
Fair enough. One of the most awkward things about this particular set is the fact that if I attack into your Shien Squire with anything, it is almost certainly going to be a Camon again. At which point you will attack into my Camon and I will lose the game. So awkwardly, I think I just need to set one and pass. I need to see more monsters before I do anything further.
Okay, I'll go to main 1.
Okay. Well, there is a play I know for certain you can do this turn.
That is true. Question is, do I want to do it?
Y'all over in YouTube land aren't catching this, but there's been the most like tense silence between every single action we have taken this duel.
It's just fascinating. Like, we're thinking,
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm thinking like 4 turns ahead of like how this is going to play out. And that's the problem.
Yeah, for certain. There's like a whole move I probably could have done last turn that would have gotten me into like a really interesting position for this turn that I've been trying to decide if it was the right move.
Let's give this a shot. I'm going
Okay.
to run out Yoriza.
That is a-okay.
I'm going to switch the foot soldier to attack.
Fascinating. Okay.
Battle.
Okay. Let's see.
Soldier into come on.
Oh, that's kind of cute. Okay. Decisions I have to make here. I think I really like that. I think I really, really like that. But does that get me? This is a tough choice. So what happens here is probably, most likely, this gets you a common of your own, which you will use to run into my common. Or that you can use main phase 2 to just stick a Shien. This is bizarre. Okay, what happens if I do that? You summoned Yariza this turn, right?
Yep.
This seems like an extremely suspect move. That's
You going to eliminate my foot soldier? Is that what you're contemplating?
So I have like 3 different things that I can do right now. All of them feel really terrible given the hand that I have. It feels really bad, but I think I just have to let you do this. I have an idea of what you're accomplishing here, but I think I just have to let you do it.
Final answer?
That is my final answer.
Cool. All right. So we're dying. We're activating.
Yep.
You were correct. It is come on.
Okay.
You were not correct in my play, though. I'm going to attack directly with the Ariza and activate Swift Samurai Storm.
Okay. Oh, that is a cute one. I have to make another decision now.
Oh, no.
Based on
Decisions,
that.
Robert.
Oh, no. That'll be super-de-duper awkward. I think what I have to do now is... because you're going to be able to destroy Kamon here. That's just like a massive tempo swing. That's a really, really big bit of tempo you'd get there. Okay, I have the plan. I am going to eliminating the league, targeting your Kamon in response to the attack.
Got the Twister. That's pretty nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'll get to kill... Sure. That's fine.
Okay.
Now we have another problem. Does this attack continue?
I have no idea, Alec.
Yeah. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna answer this for us. I'm actually just gonna pop Yoriza instead of having.
I had the feeling that that was probably the real move here. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So now there's I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I imagine Come On does not get the attack boost here because technically Yoriza did not battle.
That is the impression that I got.
That's what I get as well. I'm just not sure is the problem here. I'm gonna go, okay, to save us from having Cyclone Blade fucking flashbacks, I'm just gonna say it doesn't. I'm not that concerned. So like, if that happens to be the case, like, so be it, whatever.
Okay.
Okay, second main in that case.
Ooh, going to second main off of that. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I could crash. Probably should crash in all honesty. It's fine.
Okay.
Whatever. Got 1 in hand, you draw to 2, you get basically a fresh draw with Card Trader. Yeah, I'm just gonna YOLO this now. I'm gonna take your come on.
Okay. What can you do with that? Hold up. I need to read Shien.
I can special summon it. They do not need to have different names.
They don't have to have different names?
They do not.
Okay. So you can have it, but on resolution, I am going to activate Cloak and Dagger, and I will
fucking
declare
both of them. Oh my god,
Shien.
that's so frustrating. All right, overlay for Zen mains. Go ahead.
God, that would be... Whoo! Very glad you cannot do that. Draw for turn. That is funny, given the circumstances. But overall,
Double eliminating with
not
2
something I want.
spells and a cloak and dagger. That is so
Yeah, it went
frustrating.
Pretty nicely for me, but it does, it helps that I get to look at 2 cards every turn.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
am
from
going to put
eliminating, you
this on
get to
top
see
of-
my hand, by the way. It's nothing special.
Oh, geez, you're really indexing into that card. Okay. Shien, Storm, and Castle. Okay. Yeah, that's a hand you got there. I did put the card back on top of my deck. I will shuffle. I will draw for turn. Oh, excellent. Oh boy. Sometimes that's just how these things happen. What do I have in grave? Nothing special. Yuck. I guess, what the hell is this hand? Oh, that's a funny move, potentially. I am going to flip summon my own Shien's Foot Soldier.
Sure.
Okay, and I am going to go to battle.
Okay.
I will attack in with my Foot Soldier.
So you can get Come On or Yaichi.
The 3 targets for Foot Soldier are Kamon, Yaichi, and Yoriza.
Oh, Yoriza's also a 3. I thought he was a 4 for some reason. That wouldn't make sense. He sucks. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, I will take my 800, and I will summon... Is that really the call here? I'm going to summon a Kamon. I will...
Sure.
Oh, in response to summon anything. Not... I mean, it's during the damage step, so there's that.
So you get to crash here and sink
Yeah.
in 15.
The most powerful play in my deck.
Yeah, I'll eliminate here.
Oh, God, the punish. Hold up. Discard 1 spell, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Destroy that target, then look at your opponent's hand and send all cards in their hand with the same name as that destroyed card to the graveyard. I am going to replace Kamon with my other Kamon. This is not telegraphing anything about my hand, but that does stop eliminating the league from discarding cards from my hand.
Unbelievable. Okay. So do I still get to look at your hand?
Oh, you do, because, it's that destroyed card. Destroy that target, then look at... It isn't an and if you do effect. So I
Right.
think you do get to look at my hand.
I mean, I know what one of the cards is, presumably here.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Guess what I drew into off of Card Trader?
Hilarious. Okay, so you get to redeclare here if you so wish.
I do, and I have a decision that I have to make when it comes to that. I think I do have to do that. I think I do have to try and crash.
Yep.
Okay. And then I will end my turn there. What a weird turn of events here. So you still have Shien and you still have your second Storm, I think?
Correct.
Okay. I don't know your new card.
That is quite annoying. Wow, that's annoying. Go.
Ooh. Okay. Draw for turn. That is a pretty fucking sick rip off the top. Main phase 1, I will normal summon my Eero.
Pretty good.
I will go to battle phase and I will attack in with Eero.
Take it. I was hoping to get something like that.
I will end my turn.
Fantastic. Right on fucking time. All right. Looks like this one's escaping us quite rapidly. I'll set one. Go ahead.
Okay, I will draw for turn. Ooh. Oh, that feels like some cute value I can get. Both of those do, actually. I think I will shuffle during the standby phase. Okay, that's a pretty decent draw, so I'm glad that I did that. Main phase 1, normal summon Yaichi.
Gross. Yep.
And I will declare Yaichi targeting your back row.
Another eliminating. No spell.
Eliminating. Woo! Glad to hit that. Okay, we'll go into battle phase and we will capitalize off of Eero's effect.
Yep.
Main phase 2, I will set a back row and I will end my turn.
Draw. Yeah, there's no fucking way. I mean, I'm not dead, but it's not looking good. I'll set one, throw it to you.
Okay, draw for turn. Standby phase, I think I am going to shuffle, if you will allow it.
Yep.
I'll draw. Oh, that's a card. Oh, okay. I will declare Yaichi here.
Flashbang.
Okay. All right. Now I have more decisions to make. Okay. Yeah, let's go battle phase and I'll attack in with Euro.
Basically like it resolved, sure.
Main 2, I will set a back row and I will end my turn.
We'll draw. Oh, boy. I think you either still have your third Kamon or a Puppet Plant in hand. I think you shuffled one of them away. The fact you didn't summon Kamon would lend me to believe it's your Puppet Plant. I could also be wrong and you shuffled your hand, and I actually have no idea what you have in your hand. I suppose I will run out my own Yaichi.
That is okay.
I'm going to trade.
Okay. There he goes.
And over to you.
Draw for turn. Standby. Sure, I'll shuffle. Too bad. Before I beat you, I wanted to draw my boss monster. I will activate double return targeting my Kamons and win the game.
Yep.
All right.
That was fucking Swift. Swift is
Oh,
my
boy.
Samurai Storm. Fantastic. I mean, Cloak and Dagger just locked me down because I needed exactly come on. I had the Puppet Plant to take your guy so I could summon the Shien, but I needed come on exactly to out it. I didn't pull a single Twister, so I had no other way to out that card besides it. And digging here, any day now. Watch, it's gonna be like the last two cards of my deck. Oh, there's one. All right, so it only took 14 draws, and we would have gotten there. But yeah, just couldn't really
and
make it happen.
I will give you some. I suppose this is consolation.
Holy shit! You had all the removal this game. Like, it wasn't even close. I could not. I just had my 2 eliminating the leagues with no spells. I drew into like the Shien's castle like way later. So I'm like, all right, well we're dead. Like if this goes, that's one of the things with eliminating the league, which was weird with this set, was that there was only like 2 playable spells or like 3 playable spells, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't have like many discards for it, even though it's like some of the best removal we've got access to.
I was also on
too.
the Shien's for the exact same reason, the Shien's Castle of Mist. And speaking of Shien's, I too got Shien's.
Wow, you got 2 of them. I only got 1 castle, which I was fuming about because that's a common. And
Oh,
I'm like,
wow.
Really? I didn't care about the effect. I just wanted it for discard fodder. And I'm like, I can't believe I got 1 of this card. I also only got
go ahead.
2 Eero, and I only got 2 Foot Soldier as well, which was kind of frustrating.
Oh, interesting.
But,
I was actually considering only maining the 2 Foot Soldier because it's not nearly as good when your opponent is on the play. I only got 2 Zanji, which is the thing I was fuming about.
Wow.
And the other thing I was fuming about, no Grand Mole.
It's a rare too, so yeah, that lines up with your luck in the series, though.
It absolutely does. That I got the
Yeah.
double card trader, which you didn't see because I shuffled away the second one.
Hilarious.
And I got the double Shogun Shien, but only got 2 Zanji and no Grand
no card trader. I did pull Gene Warped Warwolf, which is sick.
Oh, so did I.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, it seems like your pulls are just, definitely. I pulled every Neos fusion, which was funny.
I only got the 2 Neos fusions. I got the one that doesn't exist according to Konami and the Grand Neos, which I couldn't summon.
Perfect. Yes, I also got the Glow Neos as well. Perfect. The other strat I was thinking, I guess the only other like notable card I played was, if I could find it here, I did get a Frostosaurus, which is kind of cool.
Oh, nice.
So I did play it, and the reason for this was like I could go like Puppet Plant, steal your dude, sack for Frostosaurus, right? Like
that
that's
was
actually
literally the exact same logic for why I was running Frostosaurus.
Right, and like it out Shien. And the other thing too, I actually was sideboarding into ARA and Lycanthorpe, and so
was I.
Because it makes sense. Like, it actually is like a sick play. So, like, why not? I just like didn't think it was good enough. I also got Ancient Rules and Spiral Serpent, but I'm like, I'm not going to go that deep on this strategy.
You and I were running like exactly the same strategy.
I think so. I really regret running this Swift Samurai Storm. This card was like ass. I was thinking...
Go ahead. No, you were thinking.
I was thinking that, like, I was equating it to, like, Banner of Courage, essentially. And, like, we've seen how that card, like, puts in work. It's not exactly Banner of Courage, but, like, it's close enough. And so I'm like, okay, like, maybe this is worth it. I was only playing 2, and then I ended up getting both of them, like, in the first, like, 6 cards, which was frustrating. I also was only on 1 Yariza going into this game, and I opened it. I'm like, oh, great, perfect. The worst one of them all.
I think I had it in my side deck for exactly if you got Gelen Duo, but I didn't actually. I think I actually took it out of my side deck, so I was not running it.
Yeah, it's just weird though, because it's like some of these cards just seemed like really bad, and I don't even know what I almost think like I should have just not played those and like probably cut like the flashbangs and honestly just played like the Lycanthor package, because it's like that just seemed like way better, because these cards just felt like they did not do anything meaningful.
Yeah, so my hot meta call, my big deck building like breakthrough was that I was on the Transmigration Prophecy with 2 extras in the side deck and the DD Crow in the main, because I knew Return of the Six Samurai was going to be the most crucial card in this set. I was like, if I can stop you from resolving a return, and if I have like a board at all, I've probably secured the game.
It's so funny,
and that
because
did end up coming up.
I thought the same thing, because I had 3 DD Crows and 2 Transmigration Prophecies.
Wow.
I think I sided the Crows and not the Transmigrations, because I figured Crow was enough. I just thought to myself, is it really just going to come down to like Return of all things? That's like the only card that like really interacts with the graveyard. Clearly it did, because I just got like blown the fuck out. And also it did put in work, because you stopped me from returning twice actually. So maybe that was a miscalculation on my end. I just didn't think it was gonna be that relevant, because it was like one card that like, if we had like multiple revival cards, like okay, I think it like would have been like higher on my radar. I just didn't think it was gonna be as relevant as it was. But yeah, I don't know, buddy. You definitely deserve to win this
in
one.
The set were really, really tight. There was that turn where you were attacking in with the Foot Soldier and you had the Yariza on the board, and I had the Eliminating the League and the Cloak and Dagger face down. And the other move I had been considering for a little while was using Cloak and Dagger, calling Kamon, so that you couldn't summon Kamon off of Foot Soldier, so I could attack over your Yaichi with my Kamon. And I had the opportunity to do that again, but I figured you were going to summon a Yaichi in response to that using the Shien's Foot Soldier and just take out the Eliminating the League anyway. And so that's why I ended up letting that go through, and I was hoping that you'd just go for the crash. But the Swift Storm definitely changed that calculation a lot.
It did, because even if I got Yaichi, if you called Kamon, I could just get Yaichi and still have your Yaichi go in directly, and Yaichi goes to 16 and can hit over Kamon. So
exactly.
Yeah, so like it did matter. Like the card did do something, but like I thought it was going to be like more meaningful. But you know, I think in retrospect I probably should have just played the 1, because like that card in multiples is just garbage. But we got gameplay. I think this was actually entertaining gameplay compared to last episode. Lots of interesting decision points that I'll be thinking over until next week. But we needed this after what we just experienced last episode. We needed this.
It's a little too bad nobody got to summon Shien, and there were a couple of really cool strats that we just didn't get to see because they relied a lot on your rare luck. Like there's a world where we got like 3 ancient rules to go with Spiral Serpents and Frostosauruses. There's a world where one of us got like a Birthright and could use ARA and Birthright to go off like crazy. So there are so many cool possibilities that we didn't even get to see that I would actually genuinely say this is a good pack to play, Sealed.
I think so. I think like it actually has like a lot of synergistic cards. It didn't feel like there were many cards that like couldn't be played, right? Obviously it's not the best. I think the older sets are probably always going to be the best because they're a lot more generic. But like as far as like GX sets go especially, this has been like one of the more enjoyable experiences. Even if it is, you know, a bit linear. I mean, obviously Sealed is going to be that way sometimes. So it's not like a Dark Revelation set where there's almost multiple styles of play. But if you're just looking for like the experience, like for how it is, it's definitely above average.
Absolutely. And if you're a fan of the old Six Samurai, you 100% get your value out of the Six Samurai in this one.
Sure.
And that's what was so exciting about this set for me. So this has been a good one.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another episode. Let's go ahead and shout out the patrons as always. So big shout to Shout1317, Moto, Cameron Smith, Tim00x3, Ian Musa, Chaotic People, SJ Winchester, Part 2, Pony Stark, Dan the Man Hoban, MBT Play Medolce, Synchro Guy, Ole, Yusuf Asin05, Mystic Walk, I Ship MBT and Simo, Draconic Rockslide, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Thomas Nelson, Jordan Coons, Kelvin Ironblades, Imperious, Jesse Wood, True Nergasm, Brother Paul, Chris, So David Lou, Skyrose, Dylan Hunter, John Two Base, Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Day Sir, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Hornet, Give Me Speed Warrior, Give Me Death, Jonah Messenger, oh my god, guys, Ice, please read your cards. CC Gaming, thanks for the sleeves, Dad. Matthew Brady, Dyer the Egyptian Editor, Max Tom Russell, why read your cards when you can just click buttons? Ben Snatch Shield for Prague 2021, Helios 515, Paint French Girls like one of your MBTs, Black Acre, say Gage Gang Engage 3 times fast, the entire state of Indiana, D's Cards, MBT fans gaming more than COVID, Simping for Simo, Mark Jackson, Tyler H, Justice for Queen Tiramisu, and Simo's harem of sexy Yugi tubers. Thank you so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.